Hello, this is Kettalo Russo. I am a GYM oncologist at Humanitas University of Milan, and it is my pleasure to guest my good friend and partner, Alex. Alex, please, can you introduce yourself?
Thank you, Keita. My name is Alex Olawaye. I'm also a GYN oncologist at the University of Pittsburgh in Pennsylvania, United States. And I'm here as a representative of the GOG in collaboration with our very, very important partners from Europe, ENGOT.
And Alex, in particular, you are the PI of a very, very successful trial that you just presented during the proffered paper in the oral session on ASCO. It was a great success for our patient because your trial focused on a very difficult to treat population, which is the population of platinum-resistant ovarian cancer, who are the patients that recur within 6 months from the completion of treatment. And unfortunately for this patient, the median overall survival is around 1 year, and whatever drug we use, the response rate is between 10 to 15%. Last year, we have the only positive trial that increases overall survival in this population with a new concept, an antibody drug conjugate, the mirvetuximab, but the trial has been approved only for a small segment of patients, which are the high-grade serous that overexpress folate receptor, which represent about 33% of the patient. But we need new treatment and new strategy for all our patients, a broader indication. And you, Alex, presented a very, I have to say, exciting new concept, which is a drug that block glucocorticoid receptor. And we discovered that glucocorticoid receptor play a major role in the treatment of ovarian cancer, but also in the pathogenesis of ovarian cancer, because when it is activated, and it is activated by a modulator, which is corticosteroids, it led to the production of anti-apoptotic genes and genes that impact on the chemoresistance. And that is why it is so important to block this receptor. And we did it together in this trial that Alex, you present, which is also the results of a great partnership, as you anticipated. This is a GOG lead trial with the great collaboration of the European ENGOT group, but also other groups of other colleagues. This is really a global trial. Can you please tell us the exciting concept and results of the study, Alex?
Thank you, Keita. Yes, you said it right. I like to start by saying that I'm forever grateful to my co-investigators who came together from 14 countries to carry out this trial. Yes, GOG and ENGOT were the two lead organizations in their advancing multiple partnerships that they have had over years. In Rosella, as you said very rightly, we studied relacorilant, which is a selective glucocorticoid receptor antagonist. We combined this drug with nab-paclitaxel on a weekly basis, and relacorilant is a pill, which means it's dose convenient. The patient just can use it in their house. And in studying platinum-resistant ovarian cancer, which is a very difficult group to treat, and in this trial, we recruited nearly 400 people and divided them, into two parts, one part with relacorilant, the other part with nab-paclitaxel. And number one, the trial was a positive trial. It met its primary objective of progression-free survival, which was, by reducing the risk of progression or death in the relacorilant arm by a significant amount. It also met it also showed a clinically meaningful extension of overall survival in the patients that received relacorilant. It is important to note that no biomarker selection was necessary to participate in this trial, and we allowed up to 3 prior lines of therapy, which increases the prognosis, the high-risk prognosis of the group that participated. In addition, 60% of the patients we studied on this trial had used prior PARP inhibitors, and 2/3 of these patients actually progressed on PARP. These are very difficult groups of patients to treat. These are the reasons why we're so excited about the potential availability of this very important combination for patients with platinum-resistant ovarian cancer.
Alex, I could not agree more. I have also to say that overall survival is not yet mature, but you show so beautiful curves that start separating. And right now there is a 4.5 increase in overall survival, not yet mature, not yet significant, only 50% of the required event, but the curve starts separating so well. Can you tell us something about the toxicity of the combo? Because, you know, we are so exciting because we increase PFS, we increase potentially overall survival, but also quality of life, toxicity are important aspect in the treatment.
Well, thank you. That's actually an important angle. One about which we're very excited, actually, because number one, there was no new adverse events of concern with the use of relacorilant. Two, the adverse events that were seen on the trial were all the ones that have been known for a long time about nab-paclitaxel. And honestly speaking, the patients who were on relacorilant did much better than the patients that were on nab-paclitaxel, and therefore they used nab-paclitaxel for long because they were doing better. And so adverse events that appeared to be worse on the side of relacorilant, when we adjusted for the nab-paclitaxel exposure, they were equivalent on both arms of the trial. Plus, we also saw one unexpected unique benefit because the patients on the active arm of the trial, the experimental arm with relacorilant, they had no reduced ascites compared to the patients on the control arm. This was very interesting and also exciting because it was unexpected. It made us think that there must be a mechanistic pathway by which relacorilant was reduced in ascites in those patients on the trial that received the drug.
This is so exciting for our patient. This is a new drug, a new concept of a US, I think. It's a US company, the Corcept company. Alex, people are asking why nab-paclitaxel. Nab-paclitaxel is not a drug that we commonly use in ovarian cancer. Why we choose nab-paclitaxel for this combination?
Thank you, Keita. You provided us a very brief but educating information at the beginning of your talk about the mechanism of action of relacorilant, which basically is a glucocorticoid receptor antagonist. So it reduces or blocks glucocorticoid signaling. And so, first of all, it will be like working against ourselves to need to give glucocorticoid when we're trying to treat with a glucocorticoid blocker. And so we had to use a drug, nab-paclitaxel, that makes the use of steroids to reduce allergy or allergic reactions necessary. So nab-paclitaxel was chosen mainly for that reason, because we don't have to use pre-treatment of glucocorticoids, as we usually do with the other taxanes.
And that's important because this means that we are waiting for the registration of a combination, not only for the registration of a single agent in order to provide this option to our patient. So Alex, thank you so much in the names of all the investigators, but also in the names of all the patients for bringing this new treatment opportunity to platinum-resistant ovarian cancer patients.
I just would like to say before we end this interview that again, the ENGOT and the GOG led this trial, but there are other groups that participated, LACOG, GOG, and other groups. And we're very thankful to them for their contributions.